Hi, it's Kerry from Mobilates here with you for half an hour of our usual movement. And so that, as normal, involves a mix of standing, sitting, lying down, and you can really mix it up and make it work for you. So it might be you like to stand and you like to lie down. It might be you like to sit and not lie down at all. We can sort of do a mix of everything. I hope you are keeping well. It is the time of year when it is colder. Perhaps it's not as cold this week as it has been. Fingers crossed, thank goodness, because, you know, feet and hands particularly, but that tension that it brings to your body when it's cold, I don't enjoy it. Who does? But the other thing that goes around this time of year is coughs and colds and extra lurgies. So we're going to start with a little stretchy breathing for your ribs. So I'm going to come in a little closer, but stay sitting if you like to sit, stand if you like to stand. My legs are going wider because I want to have good balance, and I want you to have good balance too. Take a hand and put it on the side. Now you can either take it against your ribs. We're looking to be on this sort of high waist area, where if you pulled up a pair of leggings or high jeans, they go right up to the top. So you want your hands up there. Now my hand is not comfortable like this, so I tend to fold my fingers in and use my fingers. It doesn't matter how you do it. So place the hand there. And then you want to breathe in. And as you breathe in, instead of, and you see my chest go up and you can see, oh, up I went. I don't want that. I want you to push the hand out to the side. So the pressure as you breathe in is going towards your hand. And as you breathe out, hand just comes in. So all through your nose if you can. Breathe into your hand, push your hand away from you. And let it go. And one more. And then let it go, let your arms go. Now as you're doing that, you might feel a bit of expansion across the back, especially if you're in a chair and the chair back is leaning against your back, you might feel it there as well. But we're looking for this widthways stretch in the breath. We've got our ribs here, the ones that are connected directly onto our sternum, the breastbone here. They can move a little, but these lower down ones can move more. There's a stretchiness in your rib cage in general. Now it can get tight. It can feel like there's hardly any movement. And keeping this stretchiness, it really helps when you get some sort of respiratory cough, cold, or other infections, chest infection, anything that starts to need antibiotics, bacterial infections. So let's do the other side. Hand against it like this, like that. And you're looking for this bit of your waist that if you bend to the side, it's that area. So I'm just going to put my fingers against it. And I can feel my ribs here. Push them out to the side. And then let them go as you breathe out. I'm going to do a quick hello because I've got some regulars here already. Irene, Jackie, Jean, Christine, and Paul. You're all here live on Facebook. Hello to you all. Right, let's do another one. Push your hand out to the side again. And then let it go. And one more. And let it go. It's all about pressure. Air pressure inside as you're breathing in. Both hands now. However you can get them to do. I'm just nesting mine into my waist. Breathe into both, send them outwards. You might see my hands going out here, pushed by my ribs. Fingers crossed. Your waist gets wider. Then you can see how it goes in. Now, if I breathe out a bit more, my hands come in more. Breathe in again, send those hands outwards. I can feel it across my back as well. Breathe out. You can see the hands coming in. One more. And then let it go. Now, looking at those names, Paul, I don't know if you've been with me before, you might have been here and not commented, but I don't know if you've commented before, so I say an extra hello to you today. Right, we're giving everything a little shake and a wriggle. This is a bit like you're trying to wriggle inside your clothes, whether they are baggy or mine are baggy. My layers underneath, I've got like a long sleeve t-shirt underneath, that's a bit tighter. So those layers are tighter. My socks, well, they're not baggy. I'm imagining that my feet are jiggling inside them. And then place your feet down so that they're parallel and the toes are pointing forwards. Now, if you're standing, let your knees just drop very slightly, a bit of softness in your legs. It just makes this next bit easier. We're going to have a hand on the belly and a hand on the back. Feel the shape of your back. Mine is quite straight and then it sort of tails outwards. There's a little bit of an arch in. My belly is quite round and I feel it dip down here. Now I want you to do that same breath we've just been doing, that width across your ribs. Now, as you breathe out this time, could you blow the air away, like you're trying to blow a feather floating in the air and you're blowing it away from you. Feel your belly just come back. And as it does, pull your belly back. So you feel your back changing shape under your hands. Now you can see my belly looks completely flat. And then as I breathe in, it rocks forwards, my round belly is back. Now it looks different depending on the shape of your belly, the shape of your back, how big or small you are, and just your natural body shape. So there isn't like a right and a wrong, it's really variable. But you want to feel what is the right for you, where the change is. So I'm trying to make it now that I don't move my legs. My legs love to do a bit of this with my hips. And now I just get it into my back. And you can see on my clothes just now, my top moving rather than the folds on my leg moving, which is a little cheat that bodies like to do, including mine. And if you're doing this on the chair, you might feel a little sort of rolling back of your bottom and then a rolling forwards. And then give everything that little wiggle again. Tap the back of your head. Take that sensation and your face and your neck just back a little. You'll feel a few extra chins, but not as many as if you really went hard. So you don't want to go hard. We're just going soft. Let your head turn. Start to open your arms out, palms outwards. Your arms are quite close to your body, but there's an openness, and you might find that your shoulders have sort of opened out slightly. And just keep that going. Come back to the center. Keep your arms where they are. Now, ear towards shoulder. I'm not going my full range. I'm concentrating on the back of my head. In fact, what I like to do the best is close my eyes and just imagine I'm drawing a little rainbow shape with the back of my head. And then come back to the center. Open your eyes if you close them and get the arms go. Let them have a little wriggle. We'll swing the arms backwards and forwards. Now, if you're in the chair and you're doing this, I always find there's more places to bang your arms when I'm in the chair. I need to go a little wider. And then we're going to go one forwards, one back. Bring a little twist into the body, just a little one. And the head just goes with the body. And then you can rest your arms on your legs if you're seated, or just bring them close to your sides if you're standing. Small circles. You can go one side and then the other, especially if there's something going on with your shoulders. If it feels okay, you might let your arms hang heavy by your sides. Arms are straight and heavy. They're not doing anything. They're passive. Now it's just the shoulders. Make your circles a little bigger if it's comfortable to. And reverse directions, one or two forwards. And then place your hand, even the hand, to the side of your face. So it's right by the side, like a little mirror, but it's perpendicular to you. It's sort of there at an angle. You can look into the side of it. Now, could you just press your face a little into your hand and press your hand into your face? If this is uncomfortable, you can scrunch your hand up and use a fist. I do that if my fingers are sort of starting to bend back a lot, or just on some days it's nice for my hand to do that. Now we're going to turn towards the hand. You can see I did it, but it was really small. And then come back to the center. If you watch my nose, I'm going to take a breath in, turn and release. It's a low effort. And then let go. You feel a tightening in the neck muscles as we do it, because it's just a gentle strengthening exercise, just a little bit. So other hand, you might notice the temperature of your hand, the temperature of your face. My face is warm, my hand is cold. Same again, so pressure. Now breath in, that wide breath across the ribs is nice. Turn, let go. Press, breathe in, breathe out and turn, and let go. One more. Let go. Hands to your shoulders or somewhere in this region. Bring your elbows closer and apart, closer and apart. Now, if you have a bigger chest that sticks out more at the front than mine, you might find it gets a bit squishy as you're doing this. So you might need to go a bit higher or you might be lower. Just, it doesn't matter. Just make it work the best you can and enjoy a bit of squishiness if that's happening. And then we're going to do a little circle with the point of the elbow and the other side. And then bringing those elbows in and out. Just hold it outwards. So your elbows are right out at the sides now. Now give your shoulder blades a little squeeze together. Now you can't see much from the front. Let me show you from the sides. Imagine my shoulder blades squeezing towards my spine. Watch my elbows. See that little back movement? If I go this way, yeah, that's the way you see it more. Just a little one. Now yours might be tiny, it might be bigger than mine, doesn't matter. Just see what you can get, a little flex back and then let it go. Coming down to our feet. So we've got our feet about a book distance apart, but they're pointing forwards. You can use anything you like to help your balance, because we're going to lift our heels just gently up and down. Now, if you like to have a bit of a bang down and get that dig feeling, you can go with that. I'm on 2 mats, so my floor is quite soft, so I can feel my body have a little jig as I do it. But it's not so hard on my feet. Now can you make it much softer, really little? If you have issues with your feet, you may well be wearing shoes because of that, like rocker sole shoes, something like that. Rock on those soles and bring yourself backwards and forwards like that. Otherwise, lifting those heels up and leaving your toes and the ball of the foot down, but it's little, like you're being inflated. And your head is getting full of air, it's going higher and higher, bit of length here, lovely. And then take it down. Now we're going to circle those elbows again, both together. Can we now slow our heel raises up and down and slow the elbows? Start to take your hands a little further away from your shoulders and start to draw circles. They might be in front, they might be out to the sides. Take your time, go wider if you want to go wider. Oh, I'm going to try it on the chair without looking at you. Draw on the chair. You might enjoy bringing your legs closer together or challenge your balance more on the chair. Perfect. Take it down. Start to slide your hands forwards and backwards on your thighs. If you're standing, swish your arms around you, let your feet move. And then feet are still and the legs are a comfortable width for you to feel balanced, because we're going to keep that turn going at the ribs. So grow tall first. Place your hands together and put your fingers under your chin and bring your head back like we did at the start when we tapped our head. And now this small, it's like you can't decide which way to go. Twist one way, twist one the other way. It's just a little one. Now, if you are sitting, your bottom is firm on the chair, and that's going to limit your movement. Please don't force it, just keep it gentle like this. If you're standing, I want you to imagine maybe headlights here on your hips. This area, sort of below the waist, stay where it is, and your ribs turn. And then can we turn one way and just open the arm out. Bring the arm back, come back to the center, open the arm out as you turn the other way. So the hands keep coming back to the chin. Because we don't really need extra head turns in this, we're thinking about ribs and spine. So we're just going to keep it concentrated. And back to the center and let everything have a little wiggle. Right now, we're going to push our hands away. Stop hands, I always think of these. So push your stop hands forwards. Now pull your chest away from stop hands. Pull your belly back from stop hands. Try and keep your hands in the same so dip and keep up. Your head will bow slightly. Breathe into your back and let the hands drift down. Oh, and have a little wiggle out. I'll show you from the sides in the chair. Stop hands forwards. Pull your chest away. Pull your belly back. Now, got a bit of space between your shoulders. Your head will want to bow slightly, but don't let it drop down. Just keep it back, to pulling it back towards you a little bow. Breathe into your back. And as you breathe out, take the arms down, have a little wriggle. Right, now we're going to go into a little balance work. 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. It's like you've taken a step. Your legs are the width apart they would be when you're walking outside. I want you to move a little forwards. That back heel might come off the floor. Move a little back. That front toe will come off the floor. So I'm just showing you in profile so you can see. Now, if your foot movement is more limited, shoes probably on, you might be rocking in your feet, maybe more like that. You can absolutely hold onto a wall, hold onto a chair. If you're seated, this foot here, which is tucked under the chair, I'm right on the ball of my foot, and I take my weight forwards and backwards, and I'm holding onto the chair just very lightly. Could you swap feet? And see if you can pull that toe up as you go back. That's it. And then could you stand feet side by side with the space, the feet pointing forwards-ish. They might go out to the sides, because if you are seated, I want you to think about a sit to stand. And for this, you can tip your weight forwards and feel the pressure go down your legs. You're pressing your feet down like you're about to get up. You might even come forwards and stand, and then feel for the chair and sit. So possibilities, the stand and sit, or just feeling the weight go forwards. You can put your hands there as well. That's good if you know you're not going to stand, but you want to feel your thighs and feel the legs working. If you are standing, could you just send your bottom back a little and then forwards, back a little and forwards. Pull your belly back a little just to keep your back fairly flat. Lovely. Now we're all going to hold a position when we are sort of hinged a little forwards like this. Hands on your thighs. You don't need to be super low down like this. I'd rather you were a little higher so you could see what's going on. Reach your hand across as if you're clearing a table. Reach the other hand across as if you're clearing a table. And just keep that going a few more. Last one. And now you can either push yourself straight up or just walk your hands up your body. That will bring you up. Well done. We're going to go and do into a little 4-point kneeling, but without the kneeling. So if you are standing, could you take yourself either to, I'm going to take myself to this chest of drawers, for instance. It could also be a mantelpiece or a table. If you're in a chair, could you stay sitting like this? And you're going to put your arms ahead. So you're making that all four shape. It's just, there's nothing to press against. Don't bring the arms up yet, otherwise they're just going to ache. So those are our two positions. Right, now, in this position, just let your bum go back a little bit so your legs are straightish. They don't need to be straight. We're going to take an arm out to the side. And now can you turn your body towards me and then turn it back so it's facing down to the floor and your hand goes back. Same side, arm comes out to the side, turn and back. If you're seated, facing forwards, arm comes out, body turns to the arm, body and arm come back. Arm goes out, body stays ahead. Now it turns and then bring it back. One more of the direction you've been going in. And then we're going to do the other side. So for the other side, I'm going to do it in the chair. Last one. Well done. We're going to take it down to a lying down position if you're comfortable to lie down. So it might be lying on your bed. You might be lying on something nice on the floor. I've got my two mats and a rug. Or you can stay seated in your chair. But I'm going to change the camera, the view a moment. So I'm going to move the chair and I'll use the sofa instead. And let's take this downwards. So we're going to start with just settling. So you can have a little bit of legs, adjust your feet. Check that if you're lying down, your head is tilted so that your eyes look up at the ceiling. And when you feel settled, and it might take you much longer, it's fine. Take the time, please don't rush. We're going to go into pelvic tilts. So if you're lying down, I quite like the hands on the belly for this one, but you could have a hand just sort of beneath your sacrum. This is like the bony bit of your bum. I've got my fingers just there because I can feel the difference. If that's too awkward for your shoulder, place the hands here or here. Don't force anything that doesn't want to go where you're trying to put it. Right, that same wide breath. And as that air comes out of your nose, or you blow it as if you're blowing a feather and just try to keep it in the air, floating, belly comes back towards you. You might feel your hand getting a little squashed. As you breathe in, pressure goes a little off your hand and your belly goes forwards, down between the legs, that direction. And just 2 or 3 of those. And then take your hand out and take any cushion away. We're going to go into a little spine curl or a bridge. So if you're sitting, it's going to be the pelvic tilts again, but could you put your legs together this time and keep them together so they're like that? If you're on the mat or you're lying down, keep your legs as they are, they're not together. So we start with a pelvic tilt and now press into your feet and start to lift your hips up and peel your back from the floor. I'm not going to go very high on my first one. And then roll it down. Pelvic tilts if you're sitting with your legs together. Pelvic tilts lying down, legs apart, arms just down by your side. And you're going up into spine curls, just pushing through the floor and lifting away from the floor. We're going to do one more like that. And then if you're sitting, take your legs a little distance apart, just like we've got them on the floor with this small distance. Now we're all going to do something pretty similar. So it'll still be a pelvic tilt if you're sitting, but the arms are going to do something different. Take your arms up towards the ceiling if you're lying down, forwards ahead of you if you're sitting. Now do your pelvic curl or your pelvic tilt or your spine curl. That's like coming up off the floor if you're on the mat. Now, if you're on the mat lying down, take your hands to your thighs and you're almost like creating a sandwich between your arms and your legs. If you're sitting, your hands will be on the edge of your knees. Then could you tilt back down or lower down if you're sitting? If you're lying, I can't get my sitting and my lying muddled up. Lower down, but keep this sandwich for as long as you can. Don't let any space in. So you're going down much more slowly. Now I've got to let the space in. You can see a little bit of space just creep in there. I'm going to do one more lying down, then I'll demonstrate a sitting one as well. So I've come up, my arms are sandwiched on, pushing into my feet, and I'm going to lower my back down and keep my arms and thighs against each other for as long as I can. They just start to creep apart. Could you do one more for me? If you're sitting, your arms are straight like a little slide, your hands on the edge of your knees. Keep them like that as you pull back and then roll forwards. We could take the heels up as we do it and then take them down. 2 or 3 more. And then let it go. Let your knees have a little sway each side. Coming back down to the floor. If you're lying down, have your arms downwards. Your knees and your feet that little distance apart, same if you're sitting. Could we start with a little heel raise for each foot? Nothing else moving, so you don't want your body sort of swaying side to side. You don't want your head moving. Same for sitting. And now if you're lying down, we're going to take this leg up and down and the other leg up and down. It's a bit like a little dressage horse, you know, when they're sort of prancing, up and down, up and down. And to stop yourself wobbling from side to side, you need some tension down this part of your body. That's it. You might even be able to swap them over in midair. Now, if you're sitting, it's not as dramatic as this. It's more like the feet going up and down, and you might hover your feet off the floor. You can also do it this way if you're lying down and it feels a bit too much, going higher. That's it. If you want a little more, raise the arms. So up towards the ceiling or straight ahead if you're sitting. And now don't even touch the floor, just lower down towards the floor. Oh, that's harder. Oh, or tiny touch, like you're just dipping. Last one. And now let the legs be long. Let them go away from you. Let the arms either rest on your thighs or on the floor. And start to circle from your heels. That's it. Perfect. Right, can we roll onto our sides and come up to sitting if you're on the floor? So you are either sitting on a chair. I'm going to sit on a cushion on the floor. Get your legs comfortable. So I'm just going to take my legs out in front of me. We're going to clasp our head and bring the elbows in so they're parallel to each other. I'm very lightly touching my head. If anything, I'm going to pull my face back slightly rather than let my head push forwards and my back dip forwards. I want to be upright, pull back. Here are my elbows. Open one elbow out, bring it in. Open the other elbow out, bring it in. Repeat, keep looking ahead. Keep tall. Now we're going to open both out. Bring them in, open, in, last one, open, and in, and take them down and just shimmy your shoulders, make it nice and soft and slinky. Give your arms a little rub. Shoulders, I've done quite a lot of opening up today, I think. Now take your palms out at the sides, scoop the air. Grow tall as your hands come together and into your chest. Give yourselves a clap. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that. It's always good to get everything moving. Just for that half hour, it really helps. All these little bits of movements, these little movement snacks, and these half-hour sessions, a bit longer than a snack, they really help. I shall see you again next week. I hope you have a good week.